mix of weather. There's more rain, potential storms, even snow in our forecast.
Meteorologist Cheryl Scott is using our new live.
The city right now, Lake McHenry County, anything that falls in the next hour to 2 hours will be relatively light. We're also looking at a tail of temperatures here. Mid to upper 30s for areas north, and then off to the south, we have 40s and 50s. So the split of temperatures will continue overnight, and we are tracking a developing storm system that will continue to move in. So as we look at futurecasts, just some scattered showers overnight. The big change will come tomorrow morning, so plan accordingly for your morning commute. Pack your patience extra time. We're looking at periods of heavy rain, even the potential for a few embedded thunderstorms here during the first half of the day, during the morning into the early afternoon. And then behind the rain, temperatures crash, and we could find some heavy wet snow falling for parts of the area as we head late tomorrow afternoon. So much more detail on this all coming up in that full forecast. Cheryl?
We'll bring you live weather and traffic. Eric Hong was the first reporter on the scene, and he joins us live tonight with his breaking news update. Eric, thank you. Now new at 10 tonight. Chicago teachers approve a one-day strike for April 1st. And tonight, union delegates voted to shut down schools that day. Eyewitness News reporter Stacey.
And that means Chicago Public Schools is now scrambling to come up with a plan for tens of thousands of parents and families impacted by this. All of this after teachers voted just a few hours ago.
And a negotiation.
The union says the one-day strike is legal. CPS says it's illegal. Both sides will be negotiating tomorrow. There is a fact-finders report that is going to be released on April 16th. And then a month later, on May 16th, teachers would be allowed to strike full-time. Reporting live at the CTU Union headquarters tonight, I'm Stacey Baca, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
In a deadly wave of attacks just like the one in Brussels. According to the Associated Press, at least 400 terrorists have been trained, and tonight one fugitive from yesterday's attack still on the run. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Elvis following late development.
He's dead, so investigators are trying to pin down other terrorists they know exist, but the problem, ladies, they have to find them.
All right. Robin, a couple living here in Chicago is relieved that family and friends in Belgium now safe, and they're trying to cope with the aftermath.
Revealing new court documents in the Dennis Hastert hush money case. They indicate that an alleged sex abuse victim may testify at Hastert's sentencing hearing. Abuse in the Hastert case.
And the mother of a Cook County jail inmate who died over the weekend is making an emotional plea for information.
Rain, a threat of storms, and even snow in the next 24 hours. We'll cover it all coming up.
Help save a child in crisis. I'm ABC 7's Kathy Brock. A Blackhawks prospect suspended indefinitely following charges of revenge porn this weekend.
There will be no basketball championship game, but it's still a season to remember for an Indiana high school team. Just days after surviving a bus crash, players are back on the court for tonight's playoff game. The Griffith Panthers lost 60-58, but as Eyewitness News reporter Will Jones tells us tonight, there are so many reasons to celebrate.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
A blizzard barreling its way across Colorado. 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts shutting down the Denver airport. And that storm, Cheryl Scott, is marching eastward.
It is. We are tracking blizzard conditions out in Colorado. We could potentially see some snow here, which is incredible because we're starting off with the rain and even some storms in the forecast. And this is all happening in the next 24 hours. So we're going to start you off with live Doppler 7 Max sweeping through. We've had a few light showers tonight. The next big story are temperatures. Notice areas north right now, mid to upper 30s. Areas south, upper 40s to low 50s. We've had this split all day long. A frontal boundary stalled out here right through the Chicago area. So overnight, areas north, you're going to be in the 30s. And then tomorrow, we're still going to have this split until late in the day. Cold air will start crashing in as the system moves through. So by about like 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow, we'll all be in the upper 20s to low 30s. So temperature spread will allow for different types of precipitation. So big picture, satellite and radar right now. I mean, areas north of us just getting pounded with some snow, several inches here. So this low pressure will continue to lift up to the north and east. We're going to see mainly rain for the next 12 hours. So we're going to take you through this hour by hour. I would suggest giving yourself some extra time tomorrow morning as we will be in and out of the rain and perhaps even a few storms for that morning commute. So as we go throughout the night, just some scattered light rain, and then things will start to pick up in intensity tomorrow morning throughout the 7 o'clock hour to the 10 a.m. hour. And then as we pass into the afternoon, we'll get on the backside of the system. That's when the cold air will crash in and allow that rain to transition over to some snow. We're not looking at a big snow event for us, but indicative of how cold it's going to get. So zooming in a little bit closer, I paused this 7:45 in the morning. Our futurecast indicating heavy rain, even a few embedded thunderstorms can't be ruled out. We're sticking with the rain throughout the morning, and then areas north and west could see a little bit of a mix early on. Then as we head through the afternoon, 7, 8 o'clock, we'll transition over to some light snow. This will be mainly a rain event for us, and more rain than snow. In terms of how much rain will we pick up, about ½ an inch up to 1.5 inches cannot be ruled out. And then the snow. Really not going to stick on area roads because it's been so mild, but some grassy surfaces north and west close to the state line back towards Rockford. You could get up to ½ an inch if we do get a quick burst of some heavy wet snow. So nothing major, but interesting forecast for us. Tonight, temperatures are split. To the north, we're in the upper 30s, mid to upper 30s, and then to the south, near 60 degrees. Showers continuing overnight. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be wet. Have the rain gear, plan accordingly. Tomorrow, temperatures dropping throughout the afternoon, but climbing.
All right, you're going to get your new system workout.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
going to be a
next
little
24
active
hours.
tomorrow.
It's going to be really good and
Yes.
kind of interesting to watch. All right, Cheryl,
Thanks,
thanks for
Cheryl.
that. If you
For the man shot protecting President Reagan back in 1981, Chief of the Year.
Congratulations. Now, the lakefront at Fullerton Avenue Beach has a new look, including new pathways for joggers and bikers, or riding your bike.
Character actor Ken Howard, best known as television's White Shadow, has died.
Turning a state dinner into a show.
R is available at these fine stores.
Wake up with Judy and Terrell. ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, Anthony comes to town, and now they got to go back to New York with a win over the Bulls. It's not the way it's supposed to
You
go.
cannot do a team like this.
Okay, Wolves hosting Charlotte. Ryan and Val on the top line.
Oh,
Well, not today, but I think he won.
Hired.
Yeah.
Just ahead.
beginning of May.
So industrious. That's it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us. Jimmy Kimmel coming up next with Kristen Bell.
And remember, you can always find us 24/7 at ABC7 Chicago.
Rachel Ray.